Kia ora folk, good morning. It's Bridgitt here, and you're listening to Naturopathy with Bridgitt on Radio Kidnappers in Hastings, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. I just want to say thanks for taking the time out of your busy day, your busy schedule to listen to my program right here on Radio Kidnappers, and I really appreciate you. I am a qualified naturopath, so a holistic naturopath doctor and a medical herbalist and a reflexologist and a lymphatic drainage specialist. And my natural health clinic is Maintaining Your Health, Whakatika Oranga, and I am based in Napier. I offer you a free 15-minute chat to give you an idea of how best that we can work together to help you find balance for your current mental and physical symptoms. And I do this by offering natural health solutions, herbal medicine, vitamins and minerals if you need it, nutritional advice, reflexology and lymphatic drainage. So I wear many hats, and today we'll be talking about a different hat that I normally use in my clinic. So you can contact me on 027 284 3781. You can contact me via my my webpage, Maintaining Your Health, or on Facebook, or right here on Radio Kidnappers. I'm sure Jill and Ken can point you in the right direction. Today I'm chatting to you about a different hat I wear, and this is my lymphatic drainage hat. And today I'm talking to you about boosting your immunity with lymphatic drainage. And this is done via reflexology. And as we reflexologists know, we call it RLD. And I'm talking to you about the benefits of reflexology lymphatic drainage and how naturally this can help to alleviate your symptoms. So stay tuned also at the end for your tip of the day. That's always going to be revealing, exciting, hopefully. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of maybe new words here in this speak, but it needs to be said this way so that you can kind of understand the science about the lymphatic system, because there is a science, and as we go on you will understand more about what I'm saying. Okay, so I believe in these current worldwide climate of events that boosting your immunity is of vital importance. I cannot stress that enough. It's really, really important to boost your immune system. Do it now. Do it now before autumn. Well, we're in autumn, but do it now before winter kicks in. Do it now to boost your immunity. Boosting and strengthening your immunity to increase your body's resistance to any passing virus that floats by, bacteria or fungi, however you say that, is really, really important. Your body's immune system is incredibly intelligent, and given the right tools, I believe, will far outclass any other current mainstream preventatives. I am all about preventative natural health care and believe that reflexology lymphatic drainage, I know that's a mouthful, but hang in there because I'm going to say it again and again, reflexology lymphatic drainage is an essential tool that needs to be kept in your self-care kit and frequently accessed to keep your immunity boosted and defended. It's a bit like going to war, really, and I'll talk more about your personal bodyguard as we go on. Okay, all right, so what is this lymphatic system I've been talking to you about? So we have inside our bodies, we have this large network of lymphatic organs, vessels, nodes and tissues throughout our body that are our body's personal intelligent line of defence against invading virus, bacteria and fungi. So lymphatic fluid contains white blood cells, and some of us might have heard of white blood cells. They're part of our immune defence called lymphocytes. That's a big word. Whew, lymphocytes. And it's our own personal bodyguard, so to speak. So our bone marrow, our thymus that's here in the middle of the chest, our appendix that gets taken out frequently, our tonsils that get taken out frequently, and all our lymphatic nodes all make up this amazing lymphatic system in our body, our own personal defence system. All right, so what's this lymphatic drainage business about? And I've just been reminded by Jill. She asked me, am I using needles to drain the lymphatic fluid out of your body? And I said, no needles. No needles. So this is a professional therapy I do in my clinic nearly every day, and it's where I move the body's lymphatic fluid up through these lymph nodes in your body, and as they go along, they're like Pac-Man. Well, that's a really old terminology, but they're like these vacuum cleaners. So they go up through these lymph nodes, who only open one way, like a crocodile mouth, and then they filter whatever's going through, and then they carry on passing it up through to the next lymph node. So we've got lymph nodes throughout our body, and you know when you get a cold and you feel unwell or you get a sore throat, these lymph nodes under the jaw swell. So that's your line of defence. We also have them under our armpits, and women with breast cancer, you know, they might get their lymph nodes taken out as well. We get them, they're under our breasts. We've got a lovely group here in the small intestine called the cister chili. We have them in the groins. We have them behind our knees and our ankles. So these are very important lymph nodes that filter and contain any virus, bacteria or fungi. They filter them out, and then they pass that fluid back on up through the body. So this fluid is then brought back up through these huge lymph nodes here under the collarbone called cervical lymph nodes. And when you come for a treatment, you'll be going, why is she pumping that between the toes? Why? Well, that's this big cervical node here. So I'm just encouraging that to do its job. Then it gets brought back down into the heart for recirculation. And so the waste gets recirculated out through one of the holes in your body. And then Jill said to me, oh, that's a bit scary. So I said, right, so one of the holes, one of the orifices in your body. So that could mean you might cough up a bit more mucus. You might blow your nose a bit more. You might have a bit more excess wax in your ears. You might do a bit more frequent urination, or you might have more bowel movement. So this excess waste has to get out of one of the holes in your bodies. Then the fresh nutrients go back down through the body's tissues to help repair healing as well. So your lymphatic system can be moved through this reflexology lymphatic drainage treatment, but also doing exercise where you are swinging your arms and legs will pump these big lymph nodes and move the lymph through your system. Continuous breathing, like yoga breathing, meditation, deep breathing, will move the diaphragm, which will move that lymphatic system. A rebounder, you know, the mini trampolines, most people have those stored in their shed because it was a big fad one long time ago, and they just chucked it in the garage. But that's perfect for moving your lymphatic system. Even having a sauna to make you sweat, or anything that makes you sweat, like those hot Bikram yoga, that's great for moving your lymphatic system. But why go through all that strenuous turmoil? Why don't you just come and have reflexology lymphatic drainage with Bridgitt? Okay, so you've heard me talk about this fluid. So what's this fluid? So you know when you get a blister, and inside that blister there's this clear fluid. That is your lymphatic fluid, that clear fluid. And that's what I will be moving up through your body, and it collects the waste as it goes through. So the lymphatic system's kind of like this clever highway, and it's exchanging nutrients, taking waste, and then it's just under the skin here. So it's very sensitive. So if you had like a real deep tissue massage, you would actually squash it. You would really squash it because it is so sensitive. It's just under the skin. What else do I need to tell you? So it's a pretty clever exchange system. If the system gets blocked or stagnated, if you haven't had much movement lately, or you're starting to go a lot, or you're coughing up frothy, clear phlegm all the time, that's a sign that your lymphatic system is stagnant. And I believe when this stagnation occurs for a long time, this invites disease into your body, and we need this lymphatic system clear to help boost our immunity and fight off disease, virus and bacteria that can cause disease. My interest in lymphatic drainage was first piqued when I trained in iridology, and that's the study of the iris, because it's really easy. You can see it very clearly in the eye, that stagnation. But that's another story, so we won't go there. Okay, I went on to learn manual lymphatic drainage as part of my massage training. Sorry, no, don't do massage therapy anymore. But I just wanted to let you know that I found this very complex. My clients had to disrobe, they had to toss and turn back and forth. Yeah, it was pretty exhausting for them and me. So then I learned reflexology lymphatic drainage in 2008, and I thought, yes, I'm in heaven. This was my cup of tea, really was. All my hat clients had to do was sit back in my chair, lie back, take their shoes off, relax, and drift off to that Pacific Island paradise. Well, so I started the process of moving that fluid up through the body to do its job, to cleanse and reduce edema. In 2017 in Auckland, I learned another way of doing lymphatic drainage, and this was through Sally Kay from the UK. That rhymes, doesn't it? So I combined what I knew already, what I knew through massage, and with Sally Kay, and I combined it now and provided in my clinic with my way of doing lymphatic drainage. And I think it really works well. All the feedback that I've had from many clients, you can read my testimonials on my webpage. It does work really well. Okay, so you've heard me talk about it, so let's go. So what can reflexology do for you? My main talk today is boosting your immunity. It's really important by eliminating toxins and waste and bringing in fresh nutrients into your system. It helps, it's a defense system. It helps defend against any virus, any bacteria, and any fungi, depending which dictionary you read from. You can get a faster recovery from colds and flus with the lymphatic drainage. Most people know lymphatic drainage for reducing edema or swelling or lymphedema, you know, if we've had surgery for breast cancer or prostate cancer. But there are other reasons for edema. You could have high blood pressure, you could have poor kidney dysfunction, you could have injury at the site of those lymph nodes that stop the draining process carrying on. Lymphatic drainage reduces toxic waste. It's kind of like a detox process. And Jill went, oh my God, what does that mean? And I said, no, so it's like a cleansing process, and it cleanses heavy metals, it moves chemical poisoning out of your body as well. Through the lymphatic system, it helps to eliminate it. And everybody's reaction is different depending on what the state of your health is when you come to receive lymphatic drainage. What else? So it reduces inflammation and pain. And after surgery, so I've had people come to me after knee surgery, so it's really good for reducing the edema around the knee, reduce the inflammation and pain, and helps eventually with the movement of the joint. So again, sprains and strains. I had a lady on the weekend came to me. We reduced the edema around her ankle and her knee, and reduced the pain. And so it helped her get on the plane. She had to get on a plane. So that helped her. Improves your skin condition with acne, with eczema, psoriasis, anything to do with the skin, because we are bringing clean nutrients to the body and eliminating the wasteful toxins out. Easier joint mobility, because when you get edema and the skin really stretches, it's quite painful. It's really, and it does limit your mobility. So reducing that edema helps the joint mobility as well. I've had great success for hay fever and sinusitis. That was, it clears this eustachian tube. It helps with the breathing process, but it helps take out any excess mucus that might be just hanging around that wants to evolve into an infection as well, because it is our line of defence, so it boosts our immunity. It's also great to help break down, that horrible cellulite that we women sometimes get, and it's just a curse for us women, but lymphatic drainage really does work to help break down that as well. And I've used it with pregnancy, second trimester onwards, so it helps to reduce that edema as well. But most of all, it's really important for boosting your immunity. It's your defence system. Okay, so if you came to me, what would you expect with what would go down if you wanted a reflexology lymphatic drainage treatment? So you'd come in, we'd sit down, we'd have a wee chat, and you'd fill out your client registration form, we'd have a chat. What do you want to achieve? Why did you come? You take your shoes off, you'd lie back in my reflexology chair, it reclines back a bit, so you just chill out, listen to the music, and you let me do what I need to do. It's very relaxing. It's a lot of stroking movements, because like I said before, it is underneath the skin as well, so we have to be really sensitive that we don't squash that exchange highway. This is a 60-minute treatment, and you will receive brief naturopath advice, including nutritional advice, to boost your immunity based on what I find out of balance on your feet. So you might say, why nutritional advice? Well, I don't know. Have you ever noticed that you've had a weekend and maybe had a bit of a splurge, and you've had maybe a wine or cheese and crackers, or you've eaten some yummy, delicious foods, and maybe the next day you might say, my ears are a bit waxy, or I'm coughing up a bit of phlegm. Those foods are acidic, and most of the yummy, delicious foods are acidic foods, which turn into mucus and catarrh and stagnate the lymphatic system. So that's why I offer you nutritional advice to help unstagnate the lymphatic system. So that's really important. Okay, so all your current medications are definitely looked at for any contraindications, because I may suggest that you might like to try my Lymphatic Herbal Tea that I mix up in clinic. And this is to help you in between treatment sessions. This is help to continue the drainage process. I recommend like 3 in a row, 3 60-minute treatments in a row. Why? Because it gives your system a good boost. It boosts it, and then gets everything flowing nicely. Then we can take it back to a reduced 45 minutes if you wish, or you might want to just carry on with 60 minutes. It's entirely up to you, but initially 3 in a row is recommended. Okay, so tip of the day. I don't know where I am on the clock, but I'm up to tip of the day. So drinking water is really, really important to boosting your lymphatic system. I can't stress that enough. It also aids in weight loss as well. So if your lymphatic system is flowing efficiently, then it is going to do its job to eliminate all the waste and bring in fresh, clean nutrients for healing and for boosting your immunity, your first line of defence. So about 6 to 8 glasses of water a day is really important, not coffee or tea, not energy drinks. So take time out of your busy day as well. If you can elevate your legs slightly above your heart level, slightly, a little bit like that, and that will drain your lymphatic fluid back at a slower rate. And most of all, be kind. That's another tip today. Be kind. Be kind to your neighbours, be kind to your friends and family. Be kind to the person you pass in the street, because unless you walk in their shoes, you can only guess at someone else's journey, at their story. So be kind. That is part of your boosting your immunity system as well. Kia ora, folk. If you want to contact me, you can find me on 027 284 3781. If you want to have a chat about boosting your immunity with reflexology, lymphatic drainage. Kia ora.